All right, good to be back out, and obviously a hot day, and needed to make sure we had enough sun exposure where we're starting to get acclimated, but not too much that we impact, the rest of the week. It's going to be a hot week, so I was proud of the way the guys worked. Would like to have seen us handle that heat a little better, but that's just part of day one. You put shoulder pads or spiders and helmets on. It's gonna add a little something to the training. So be a good day to build on. But like I said, great to be back out.
Format wise, with so many new coaches, especially offensively, has practice changed much this fall camp wise compared to last year, or is it still mostly the same style?
We've made. I mean, I think every year you kind of you go through and say, what are the things that you like that you've done, and what are the things that you'd like to improve upon. All of it in service of the athlete. Like, how do we optimize recovery? How do we get the most out of the time on the field? There's only 24 hours in a day, so it's like a little jigsaw puzzle. So we've paid attention to getting them out of the building at a certain time, which means we're starting our work on the field rather than the meeting room, which means that we need to set up systems to make sure that they're, you know, um, physiologically and mentally locked in before they go out. The crux of the practice is really a lot the same, some evolution from the spring, but obviously we collect ideas from new staff members all the time, and um, so yeah, I mean we've evolved a little bit, but just in ways that we think best prepare the team, to play at the highest level.
Some mid-year enrollees, what's the challenge of if they weren't in spring ball, getting them acclimated? Do you have to accelerate that a little bit, or is it more or less just get them before camp?
Well, the summer has changed a lot, certainly since I played, and even in the last couple of years. So we get to do more with them in the summer, and that prepares them for day one of fall camp. So I didn't sense that those guys were lagging behind today. Now we'll watch the film. Obviously, if you talk about a summer enrollee freshman, you're going to need to be patient no matter what. There's just a lot to adjust to, but especially our transfers. I mean, I think those guys just got back on the bike and rode today.
Uh, do you have any, long-term injuries at this point that could impact the season?
Um, we not obviously anything that came from today. We've got a couple things that are lingering from summertime, but we'll have more information on that as we go, as we know a little more about them.
Um, you know, uh, Marlon Jones and Mykylin Young, they're not on the roster right now. What's the
I want to withhold comment on that right now, Aria. Just and I will get back to it, but I don't want to talk about something that I shouldn't talk about right now. So,
deal there?
What are you hoping to see from Quincy Skinner this season?
well, Quincy's had flashes of some really elite play and some brilliance in his career. Consistency would be the word. We know he's very talented, but I'd like to see him. And this is part of growing up, just the maturity to be consistent day in, day out. Thought he had a really good summer that way. I even saw that growth in the summer. So obviously, I've got a ton of affection for him, and he's one that's been with me since the jump. And to see him, harness the skills that he has and apply them consistently, and to be able to step on the SEC stage and be a great ball player. He can do that for us this year, and we're going to need him to. So I'm excited for that.
You mentioned at SEC Media Days about how your guys have added weight and speed through the new strength and conditioning program. How is that kind of showing up on the field in practice?
Well, certainly when we, guard our receivers, we're getting stressed defensively. I think they would say too that when we're in press and we're playing man, that the corner's ability to keep up. What it means is you actually start to focus on the margins for the win. So now you can get into like the fundamental technical aspects of being an elite player. When you're just able to outrun someone, or if the person you're defending is not able to outrun you, you can get away with a lot of stuff. And so, the way the space is collapsed around the ball feels different. the way the breakouts accelerate into space feels different. Those are positive signs. Um, and I would say, obviously the physical development of the team, you can see what we're most proud of is that we've made those physical gains while not just maintaining speed, but enhancing speed, enhancing explosive power. And Coach Steiner and his staff have done a great job that way.
Yeah, and then what did you think of the performance of the offensive and defensive lines today?
Well, early on, it's going to be a little hard to tell just because we don't have pads on. I felt like they were intentional with their work. I didn't watch one-on-ones today. I was watching 7-on-7. It was behind me, and it sounded competitive. So, Coach Black, Coach Hay, Coach Klanakis, those guys are first-class coaches. They're doing a great job with those units. I think the O-line unit is one that is probably developed at a rate faster than any other in our program, which is really cool to see. So I expect that it was a solid day one, and it'll only get better.
How are you handling the quarterback competition, Diego and Nate and the other quarterbacks?
Well, right now it's anyone's ball. They got to come out and show the ability to protect the football, make good decisions, empower the other 10 guys on the field to make plays. And we want to give them time and space to do that. I think the challenge for us is going to be as we go, we can't get 4 guys ready to play. So we're going to have to be strategic with how we distribute those reps and ultimately, take a competition of 4 to a competition of 2 and then, have a starter by the time we're playing against Virginia Tech. But with Coach Beck and Coach Gill, you got a ton of experience on that side of the ball. I trust their eyes on it. I'm excited about what they're doing offensively. It's challenged me on as a defensive coach, and that they'll do a great job ultimately narrowing those reps down and picking a starter for us.
Anything else? Yes. Well, I was just ask, sorry, Ron. You opened up with talking about first day of camp. Could you get a sense that these guys are actually excited to get back on the grass this morning?
Yeah, no, for sure. I think the excitement I felt, honestly, it through the end of summer and even to yesterday in meetings. I mean, you can feel the energy of the group. There's a confidence that's growing internally here that I think we haven't had all the way. And part of that is guys like Quincy and Engage that have been here, that have developed, that see the influx of talented people that are here to support them and challenge them and compete with them. And so certainly the energy was there. And like I said, that we're getting acclimated to the helmet, the pads, the heat. That's going to take time. What I don't question is the spirit and the intention of our group, and that's exciting. Good.